Cara has been a bit of a mentor to Nia.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about how Melissa may have been kind of a mentor to you when you joined this cast?
Oh, I mean, everyone on the cast has been extremely friendly and welcoming and so supportive and nice. And I remember before I really started acting, I would always watch cast interviews at Comic-Con or something. And they always seem to get on so well. And I feel like I was always wondering, I'm like, are they really that nice in person? Do they? Yes! Everyone on the Supergirl cast is so insanely nice. And of course, most of my scenes are with Melissa. And she's just such a hoot and she's so much fun to work with. And I don't have a lot of acting experience. I haven't really done a lot of this before. And so she's kind of talked me off a couple ledges. So she's just really easy to talk to and really nice. Everyone's so fantastic.
In this Sunday's episode, we find out that, we don't find out, but Nia talks about her narcolepsy and then starts to spin a little bit of a lie to everyone around her about her sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about what we're going to see past this episode of, her struggles with falling asleep at work and what that means?
Yeah, so after this episode, you kind of see her get caught up in her lie and really have to explain what's going on. And it's her powers and her narcolepsy is another thing that Cara is really a mentor for her for. And so she helps her through that and helps her try to come to terms in a way with her powers. And then in future episodes, I know they just announced the casting of Nia's family. And so we're going to see more of Nia's kind of origin stories, where her powers come from, and the lineage behind that.
And how amazing is it to spend most of your scenes just taking a nap on your desk?
It's pretty great. It's pretty fantastic. I know they always ask second team if they want to come in, and I'm like, I'm great where I am. I'll just take a nap. You let me know when the cameras are set up and you want me to go. I'll just be here napping. It's pretty great.
How's the relationship going to evolve between Nia and Brainy? I'm really liking where that dynamic is going.
I'm really liking it too. So
They're so cute.
they're so fun and they're both so kind of oblivious to each other. One more so than the other. But so that relationship is really going to evolve alongside Nia's backstory. And so Brainy is with Cara and Nia really trying to shape Nia's kind of coming to term with her powers, and he really helps Cara and helps Nia with that dynamic and those kind of surfacing, and as they're explained, Brainy's a big part of that. And so the journey to Nia becoming Dreamer is one with Cara and Brainy.
And what's it sort of like flirting with someone who gives you nothing back?
Impossible. Impossible. I leave every day we do one of those scenes, I'm going home feeling like I did absolutely terrible, because it's I feel like talking to a wall is easier than trying to flirt with Brainy, because it feels like Brainy's fighting back. Brainy's pushing back against you, and you're I have exactly nothing to work with.
Are you excited for hopefully one day getting to put on a super suit?
I'm so excited. I'm trying to conduct myself on set in a professional manner and kind of be I'm not completely obsessed with a super suit, but it's all I think about. Every morning I wake up and get a super suit. I'm going to sleep, I'm getting a super suit. So I'm really, really excited. It's gonna be gorgeous. I have the best super suit. I do.
So they've already let you know what it looks like.
Yeah. It's
Is it something you've actually tried on yet?
yes,
And what was putting it on for the first time like?
constricting, tight. Well, because for the first time it was for a fitting, and so they have the model and they have your sizes, but when you first put it on in person, they kind of realize like, okay, this needs to go up more, this needs to be hemmed, or wow, you can't get your arm through this. So constricting.
At what point did they tell you that your character was going to turn out to be Dreamer?
From the jump. I knew from the jump. In the audition, they had me do a kind of like Dreamer superhero scene. Because it's conducting yourself as a superhero is very different from conducting yourself as a narcoleptic office worker. So, shoulders back rather than hunched over.
Speaking of narcoleptic office workers, how much more are we going to see about Nia at work? Because she struggled a little bit at the beginning and didn't really know how to assert herself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe becoming Dreamer will give her a bit more confidence, or what will we see?
I hope so. So a lot of her scenes are at Catco, and they continue to be. It's not going to be, she's not going to, when she becomes Dreamer, I don't think she's going to stop being Nia the reporter. And especially since Car is at Catco, I think, we're going to see, I think a big part of that relationship is going to be, Car and Nia at work, and then Car and Nia at their other work. And I really hope we get to carpool. I think that'd be great.
Karaoke.
Yeah, carpool karaoke. Like, all right, carpool to Catco. Oh, let's carpool to stop crime. I think that'd be great.
We should just carry you.
Yeah.
Should
Yeah, or we'll. Here's what I think we should do. We should be in just like Nia's little. Nia has like this cute car. We'll just be in Nia's car and we'll strap Brainy to the hood of the car and he'll be our GPS. I think that'd be great.
Can you talk a bit about how her powers actually manifest? Because in the comic book, sometimes she would just zone out and she'd get,
Yeah.
a premonition or a dream or whatever it is. How is that going to work for your character?
So for Nia, it starts out with just dreaming and falling asleep at work. But as they kind of develop, we start to see more kind of quick manifestations and more instantaneous stuff. And they go into that further in the next few episodes. But like I said, Brainy and Car really help her kind of learn more about her powers, and then with her family, you really see where the powers come from, how the powers work, how you can interpret them, and kind of how they have really shaped her family's dynamic.
I was really pleasantly surprised to see how much the show did put the spotlight on Nia's, coming out to James and her choice to kind of open herself up to her boss in that way. Are we going to see more of that moving forward?
Absolutely. Nia's transness is a big part of her identity. I think for all trans people, it's not our only defining feature, but it is a defining feature. So it is a big part of I know who I am and who Nia is, and so it would be inappropriate to completely ignore that. But like I said, it is not the only part of her identity. So not every episode or every Nia storyline is focusing on her transness, which I like. But we do have episodes coming up where her transness plays a big part. And her transness plays a really big part in her powers and how her powers kind of manifest in her relationship with her family. And so I'm really excited for folks to get to see that, because now we have, kind of her superheroism directly tie into her transness. And so I think that'll be a cool little thing.
A few weeks ago, you did a press event with many of the other women of the CW. Is there anyone in particular you would like to work with?
I love all of them, but Candace Patton I presented with at iHeartRadio, and I feel like I really clicked with her. And she's a hoot too, so I have a lot of fun working with her.
What's been the reaction that you've gotten? I mean, you've been in the public eye for a while as an activist, but now you've become this huge breakout as the face of young trans people in America. I mean, how has that been for you, and what's the reaction been, especially from young people?
That's been crazy. Growing up, I was from kind of nowhere, Maine, and so now having thousands of people reaching out to me via social media and thousands of people paying attention to what I say. That's really weird. That's a weird thing to get used to. But it's been so amazing seeing the outpouring of love and support, not only for me, but for Nia as well. Just the way that people have been so quick to embrace her and me as a part of the Supergirl family and as a part of the cast has been really, really assuring for me. Because it's hard kind of being like the new kid at school. So it's been really, really comforting to see how ready people were for Nia and how happy people were to see her storyline kind of unfold. And as for the response from young folks, and especially young trans folks who are seeing themselves as superheroes for the first time, that has been so heartwarming. And so it makes me really, really happy to see that and to be able to go on social media and see how people are so validated and relieved and excited to have a superhero like them. Just this morning, I saw a trans man's tweet about his kids and how excited his kids were to have a trans superhero, someone who looks like their dad. It's really good. It makes me really happy. I have a hard time kind of finding the words for it because it's just good.